Hi, everybody. This is Linda, and welcome. This will be a short video. Um, I'm also going to be on tonight at 5:30 with the Thoreau twins, Gary and David. We're getting back together. We haven't talked to each other in a while. Very nice people. So if you want to hit a live, and also I'm doing a live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. By the way, tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we got Mel. He got home. I talked to him this morning. He sounds a little better, but he's still weak. And we're just going to say hi. Just, hey, how's it going? I thought I'd give away a free reading. Well, I got him there. Hold on one second. One second. Every time I start getting settled, I get interrupted. So anyway, as I told you tonight at 5:30 with Thoreau, twin Thoreau, David and Gary. And then tomorrow at 11 a.m. is going to be for Mel. We're going to have a lot of people coming in and out. I can only fit 10 on the StreamYard. So, we'll just have people coming in and out and saying hi and wishing him well. It's his birthday, so we'll make a fuss. Normally, I wouldn't say anything, but being that he was near death, I want to tell you guys a story, and I'll repeat it again tomorrow. My beloved cousin, Regina, met Mel up in Sedona, and her husband, Daniel, really liked him. And he worried about them, and he always was in touch. He really loved Regina, and she loved him. And, she's my cousin, had ALS and died last year. And he was really sick. I mean, he thought he was going to die. And I really think that could have been a possibility. And as he was sleeping, he saw her come in and right at the foot of his bed. And she had other people with her, a group of people, natives. He said one was the sister. My other cousin, Pamela, died of breast cancer several years back. And she thinks it was a short grandmotherly like woman. He thinks that's her beloved grandmother. And a couple of men and some other people. She was smiling at him, and she also wanted him to know or watch what she was doing. And she said, we're doing the victory dance. And next thing you know, she's in a prairie type setting, which is how the Comanches would have been. And he said they started to dance. I said, were they singing? And he said, no, they were drumming, which is what the Comanches do. And they started doing the victory dance. And he knew in that dream, she was coming to tell him it was going to be okay. He knew. And wasn't that something? That was my cousin that came. So I let the whole family know this morning, that dream. I guess he had told my cousin Sue too. Just beautiful, just wonderful. So cousin Regina came to Mel and let him know. He said she was young and smiling and beautiful. So I couldn't figure out. I let my cousin told me no. I said, so because he said, do the Comanches have a victory dance? And I guess all tribes have a victory dance. We have the war dance. I know that. But yeah, all tribes have a victory dance. So I was trying to search on YouTube, Comanche victory dance. Well, the Palestinians do a victory dance based on the Comanches. So, okay. So I sent it to Mel to see if that looked familiar, the dance. But the victory dance, it just sounds beautiful. So then when I wrote my cousin, I said, so is there such a thing as a victory dance? Which I knew he'd say yes. And because I know about the war dance, I said, I danced that dance 3 times with all 3 marriages. My sister loved that one. So anyway, so that was I was thrilled with the dream he had. And that cousin Regina came to tell him he was going to be okay. She was such a saint, I'm going to tell you right now. So anyway, so he's doing better. I talked to him this morning. He's just a sweetie. I was supposed to be in Arizona, and my beloved Dennis, my Julie and Dennis, where I have the best time when I'm with them. And we were going to go to the OK Corral and do a little tour. They've been there before. I was flying into Phoenix. They were going to pick me up and we'd go over to wherever it's located. And I'll be doggone. He went to the doctors. He has a pacemaker. And they said, dude, you're going to need a couple of stents, not one, but several. So and they said, I think he mentioned to them, well, our friend is flying in Friday, because this was yesterday. Our friend is flying in. We were going to go meet her and stuff. And he said, stay close to home. Don't go anywhere. And when a doctor advises you not to do something, if you keel over doing something, they won't cover it. So anyway, so it was like, just like being pregnant. You can't, I don't think you can fly at 9 months. And let me tell you, I got tagged to not fly, and I wasn't even pregnant. So that pissed me off. But anyway, that Julie gets a hold of me. I was on the phone with US Bank, and I was in the middle of something really important with my business account. And Julie says, can you give me a call? And I just had that feeling. So as soon as I was done, I called her back. I had already registered with the airline. I hadn't packed yet. And I said, hey girl, what's up? And she sounded okay initially. Then her voice started to crack. I said, oh God, what happened? She says the doctor saw him. His heart isn't looking good. He's going to need a couple of stents. And the doctor doesn't want him. And I said, yeah, Later on, I thought the other thing is I could have flown into Phoenix and drove, but it's quite a drive to get to their house, but I would have figured it out. But she's already got to take care of him. And then she'd have, they'd be worried. Of course, you shouldn't worry about me. I'd stop off at the grocery store. Next time I won't let that stop me. What we'll do is we just won't go on a tour, and I'll just go to their house next time. So then I called my sister. She said, girl, you should have told me one day I'm off. I could have gone with you. I said, oh, doggone it. But we'll plan it again. I got the credit with the airlines, and I was able 2 hours left to cancel with the hotel. Okay, so enough about me. What do you think of me? Okay, you guys, I really, and hats off to my little friend at Safeway. I had to drop off a couple of Federal Express packages, and Safeway, some Safeways are handling them. And she said, oh, can you tell me about those guys that went to El Salvador? I said, girl, I'm going to look at it today. So this is for you, my friend. I don't know if she wants me to use her name. Some people really don't want to admit they know me. But she's the one. She's like, she works at the customer service part. And I'd come in and she said, are you Linda G? And I looked around like, huh? I said, yeah, why? I'm not stealing nothing. She said, I watch your show faithfully. I said, oh, thank you. Okay, so, and then I want to read you something. Let me read this for you real quick. Liz Cheney, in fact, a friend of mine who I read it to this morning asked for a copy. So I think it's significant. Maybe I'll even put it, maybe I'll even put it in the part down here so you guys can read it again. This is Adam Kissinger and Liz Cheney about how does this end. Now, I don't know when they wrote this. Was it, when this happened? But this is what they said. How does this end? It ends with the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff and SEAL Team 6 driving up to the White House and arresting all the insurrectionists within it. Then they move on to Congress, the Supreme Court, and justice, and arrest all that have been involved and or complicit with this insurrection. They release a statement and video describing what a clear and present danger to the Republic and Constitution is. They announce a new election date in 6 months. And new election in 6 months, and new election law until real Americans fill Congress and the White House. Obama and Pence serve as interim leaders. She didn't say, that's interesting. She didn't say Biden. In addition, all seditionists outside of government associated in planning and executing the insurrection will be arrested. Once all arrested, 36 hours, they will be flown to Guantanamo to be put on military trial for insurrection and will remain there during their appeal process. What we have here is a failure to communicate, and the leadership of the Joint Chiefs will end it quickly. Let me tell you, they're talking about it now. We cannot go on being run by a kleptocratic, sociopathic punk Bob Moss that creates danger every day for America and the world. God help us all. I really like that. So I should include that, copy and paste that. So anyway, there was a woman in San Diego. I just listened to her story. She went to renew her visa and got pulled in. They didn't explain anything to her. They didn't allow her to call anybody. She was in a room with 5 other women. She had to sleep on a cement floor. She asked, how long should I expect to be here? They said, well, could be 3 or 4 days, or, if I were you, I'd get ready to stay for several months. Somehow or the other, she was able to get her own ticket to get the hell out of there and get back to Canada. Can you imagine how furious the Canadians are? Listen, they are canceling left and right. Nobody's going to vacation to America. And so the hotels, everybody's going to suffer. Everyone's going to suffer. Oh, but they did their job, didn't they? I love it. But this poor gal, she really paid a price. And that would, if that was me and that happened to me, I don't think I'd ever go back to America again. Never. It would just put such a bad taste in my mouth. So the men that were taken to El Salvador, there's several of them, I think 14, that didn't even have a record. And they're refusing to give the names. They're refusing to get the names. Wait, hold on one second. I just looked over and there was a headline. Acting Social Security head talking with DOJ about threatening to close down Social Security. Let me tell you, that's all it will take. They close down Social Security, it's over. People will not put up with this. No kumbaya marching either. This is some serious marching. This is really going to be bad, you guys. And then that guy, that bigwig that says, buy Musk stock, it's really cheap. He says, my mom, my grandma's 94 years old and she didn't get her Social Security check. She wouldn't care. Well, that's good for her because she probably has you to help her. Okay, you guys, so we mustn't, I had read, we'll look at SS again. Let me write that down. And I'll talk to David and Gary tonight about it, what they get. Okay. Tell me about El Salvador. Now, it's kind of no hope right now. What I was feeling is that these poor guys, some of them are suicidal, are thinking that, will we ever get out of there? Now, the guy who in El Salvador, he says, as long as Trump pays me, I'll keep them. Whatever it takes, as long as he pays me. But see, Trump's not going to be in office. And nobody's paying no one. And I see an actual demand for these prisoners back. But I can't tell you when that's going to happen. But I saw an actual demand and he gives them back because he's not going to get any money. That's what I got. I do see news stations covering some of these guys and they're with their families. Oh, it's going to be horrible. They got treated horrible is what I'm hearing. They can't lose hope because they're going to get out. But let's kind of throw and see what we get. Because, Trump's not going to be there 4 years. He's not. It's a woman that, so maybe the Secretary of the State or whoever's in charge is going to be a woman. the Ten of Cups, so reunion and happiness. We can't even imagine how this will all take place. Dreams come true. This might even be in July. Trump is reverse and he's out. He's out of here. Wait for it. Look at this. There's something going to happen and an offer is made. Maybe there's some sort, is it a lawsuit? Something happens where they say, bring those men back and bring them back now. But don't worry, they're not lost. They're not lost. But Trump is reversed. You know, when they all get pushed out and it's blue, that's when I see a lot of work being done. I just needed to know because in a way it was like they're gone and too bad. No, no. Okay. Now, the Musk with China thing. I'm going to tell you something. That was true. There was going to be information given to Musk about a war with China, what the outline was. And it wasn't for Musk asked for this. He asked the president for it, and the president, of course, gives him anything he wants. And they did this for him because he was going to go back to China and tell him what the 411 was. Ooh, things are shaking. Wonder if we got a little quake. What's the time right now? It's almost 2:00. Anyway, so yeah, there's just, I feel it's behind. I think China thinks Musk is working on their behalf because he really wants them to buy his cars. By the way, his stock started to drop, and then all of a sudden, magically, it went up like 8 points or something. It keeps wanting to drop, and then it goes back up. So they're working behind. He could even be buying his own stocks. Who knows? Okay, now we need to know about Social Security. Let me find you guys' questions too. Social Security, will they actually close? I've always felt okay about Social Security. I think Sterling has too. And I don't want to be sunshine lollipop. If it's bad, I'll tell you it's bad. Well, I told you there was going to be a lot of worrying about money. People, really struggling. Oh, I know. I think David told me. Sterling said that they're going to go back and do a new formula, but at the end of the day, it's the same formula. Here's the other thing I want to remind you guys about. This isn't forever. He's not going to be in charge forever. He's not going to be king. He's not going to be able to go over more than whatever couple of years he's in there. He might even, if he doesn't cross, you know what I mean, he gets just so wiped out by the blue. Yeah, the people are already upset, you guys. They keep threatening. Here's everybody working hard and difficulties, getting past difficulties. They're going to start some stuff and it's going to be scary, but look at this. The courts say, no, you can't do that. So thank God. They're going to do something that the courts are saying, no, and they can't just do this. Musk can't do this on his own. They swore somebody in the other day. Doge, they don't have the right to swear anybody in. He thinks he's queen for a day. I'm telling you, it's just amazing, the gonads. But don't worry, this too shall pass. Okay. Ooh, one of the providences, Linda just said, one of the providences in Canada just canceled their contract with Starlink. Is there going to be chain reaction? Oh, hell yeah, girl. All kinds of people are canceling in other countries. All kinds of people except the United States because Trump won't allow them. Okay, so the district judge that's Boasberg, he's really taken off on them. I don't see him be able to succeed to get those men back, but I see him throwing a big monkey wrench in there. But I see enough people gathering together, enough harassment that they're going to have to name who's there and get out the innocent ones. But yeah, he's using our taxpayers' money to pay this jail. So, you're supposed to work for us. You were not supposed to be working for you. And we say, and probably none of them are gang related. Do you think 45 will be removed from the White House forcefully? Let's take a look at that. Or feet first. I think 45. And by the way, Gary and David and I, when they first started off, I was with them several times, and then I got too busy. So it's great being able to talk to them again. Tell me about will he be removed? Will he be removed? Will he be exited out of the White House? Betrayed and backstabbed. Betrayed and backstabbed. That could be removal. That could be removal, you guys. Because I think he's going to I think someone's going to turn on him. I had a flash the other day that Putin might be put in a corner. I know Netanyahu's getting ready to go down. Did you see on the news? Protesters are going inside of his house. He went and hid. I'm telling you, if it's that bad, he's about ready to go. Okay? Just you heard it here. So I don't know if Netanyahu releases stuff about Trump or if it's Putin, but I feel some other nation will reveal details that we know Trump is a traitor, because that could be what Adam Kissinger and Liz Cheney were talking about the generals coming in and saying, you are a conflict. You don't work for the Constitution. Will he be exiting stage left? Hold on. Will he be exiting stage left? So the judge is telling off the attorneys, but that don't mean nothing. They don't care. He needs to throw him in jail for contempt of court. He said you're being disrespectful. I hope Trump takes it up to Supreme Court, because he won't make it. He might know that. Okay, I'm using my other cards to find out. My Morgan Greers. Ooh, military action coming in. Exit stage left, barely any ability to fight it. We're looking, everybody's witnessing this. Oh, are they going to televise it live? Oh, listen, everybody will stop what they're doing to watch this. I love it. I don't know who this woman, oh, Pam Bondi. They might be taking her out too. Everything he touches blows up. Everything he touches. And there's not that many people that'll be pro-Trump except the rich ones, and there's not enough of them. What's interesting that they said people they'll walk in and take them out. I feel some, action, some sort of resistance is what I feel. So I don't know if they'll come in, blazing, what, and do it, but it feels like there'll be some sort of a battle. Did you guys ever see that movie Civil War? I'm telling you, this nation's get ready to say we're not going to take. The wonderful thing is people, even though we're working so hard against each other, people are really done. They don't want to have to go through this anymore. They're done. Of course, they were okay when they thought he was going to hurt others, but they're getting hurt too, and they don't like it. How's it feel? So, what else do you guys have to say? There was going to be a talk. There might even be behind closed doors. He just showed up, Musk just showed up to talk with everybody at the Pentagon and hello, goodbye. But they're behind closed doors. He knows everything. I'm telling you right now, they're giving out information. There's a woman here, Anita. She works for the Department of Education. I have not watched the news because I do not want to live in fear. And listen, do you guys know Palmer, the guy Palmer? I think he was on X and I think he might be on Blue Sky. I subscribe to him. I like him. A lot of things he says turns out. Anyway, he said he's saying he's getting rid of the Department of Education. He's trying to break it up, but the Congress has to get rid of it. So, but here's the thing, it's going to hurt. Like New York, you're not so bad, New York. California, the places like that, but Louisiana, Kentucky, it's bad. It's bad. They'll chop that up so bad. Like my grandson goes to Danville, which the school district is rich. And so he's very lucky. He'll have a good education with or without the government, So, but boy, when my boys were young, I guess I would have had to taught them. And they would have really been messed up. I'd be asking them. They were smarter than me. So anyway, what else was going to tell you? Oh, the Social Security places are, listen, North Dakota, North Carolina, 4 Social Security places are going to close down. And a Republican got closed down in New York, and he's writing on social media. He can't believe it. He's dumbfounded because he's a Republican, and why would they pick on his jurisdiction? So this is good. This is good. None in California, none in Oregon or Washington. Isn't that interesting? Someone said, I heard he's going to hit the red states, but they're hitting, I heard they're going to hit the blue states. No, they're hitting the red states. So it's interesting. I think Maine's getting hit. So yeah. AOC and Bernie. Let's take a look at them. Let's look at AOC first. And then tonight, if you think of something, come on board. I'm going to give away a free reading tomorrow on Mel's show. And some of the teachers there may decide to give a reading. I don't know. Sort of a birthday present for Mel. I'm just glad he's okay. I love that dream he had about my cousin. That was fantastic. But I knew she was around. She's always been a very good person. And her husband loved the dream. Okay, here we go. AOC. Oh, she's militant. Oh, girl, they're going to try to shut her down. They might try to throw something. Oh, they're not going to be able to touch her. They're going to try, and they're not going to be able to touch her. Because see, she has this. Some militant action tries to keep her under check. But all of us gather and say, F you. Hello. Hello. Riding the horse of success, finally being set free from all the drama as prophesized. Okay? She's going to do really good. I don't know if she takes a title or she's president or whatever. She's going to do good. Now let's talk. Yeah, Bernie would have been a good president. I really like Bernie. But I don't see him running again for sure. But man, does he have his wits? He's older than Biden and he could put it together, bada bing, bada bing. But he likes this. He's enthralled with this. He likes a good fight. Remember, any of you guys, I'm old, but did anybody see The Way We Was or The Way We Were? I used to always say The Way We Was with Barbara Streisand and Robert Redford. And she would march and she fought and she, opened her mouth and hated the fact what they were doing, with turning in people like they were communists when they weren't. And Robert Redford was kind of a maggot type energy. He wasn't for real. This was the movie. That's what I see. I see him being that kind of person that'll go in for the fight. And he's got money, but he doesn't appreciate what they're doing to America. I love it. So tell us about Bernie. Let's see about Bernie. And that's when I think this new, I don't know, they may still call themselves Democrat, like Democrat 2.0, but it's not the old folks anymore. It's the younger folks, except for Bernie. People like Bernie can be in there. Ooh, Bernie, you're riding the horse of success. Hell yeah, Bernie. 10 of Cups for him too. God is with him. He's a good man. He's a strong man. And he will fight the battle. He knows what it's like to suffer. And he doesn't want to see suffering. There will be more suffering. I'm sorry about that. By the way, I was at Safeway yesterday buying myself a chocolate cake. A Diet Coke. And the eggs were there. I've never seen so many eggs before. Sorry, that's my son writing me. I've never seen so many eggs before. And it was $8 for a dozen and $14 for the bigger size, I don't know, 18 or something like that. I should have taken a picture of it, but it was packed, overpacked. So I thought, people aren't going to pay that price. So now you're going to start watching the prices go down because I've never seen it like that. And if they're not moving, then they have no choice to bring the price down. So, I love this, you guys. Everything's going to be working out. We still got some pain, and I'm sorry. But everything he touches will be revamped, removed. It's like a burglar coming in your house and tearing it up. And it's horrible, and you feel awful because somebody has been in your house and gone through your personal things. That's what it feels like. It feels like somebody went in and stole from your house and tore it up. But what happens is you'll start putting pieces together and maybe even clearing stuff out you realize you didn't want. So that's what I see with the United States of America. I see things are all torn up. They destroyed it like a bunch of babies, but it'll work out even better. We're going to build it back up. There's some stuff there immediately. I don't know who's going to be in charge, okay? For some reason that Caroline Kennedy's son, Jack, he felt strong to me, but I love Pete, but they really need somebody that has experience, but isn't as old as the hills. I don't know about Governor Newsom. I just don't know. He's got the great mouth, but he's a little bit in the pockets of the money. We're going to be really sensitive about that from now on. So anyway, okay. So that lady, the blonde lady that told the press, shut up. Remember her? And then she broke her hip or something coming down the stairs. I think I accidentally pushed her, but don't tell anybody. But then she said, I'm not having any town halls because I don't like to be yelled at. The same woman who said that, I don't know why they're not showing it on these shows with her screaming, shut up, shut up. So anyway, she just had a picture on the social media with her standing next to a red Tesla. I do think that's the one Trump said he bought, but I bet you, what's his face said, no, just you keep it here, because he doesn't drive. Trump doesn't drive. And other people are going by and looking at, she had her picture with it. How much you want to bet? Because nobody wants that car. You can't get insurance on the truck. You can't get insurance. So all we need is China is to break, because they were building it. Now we need them. There's another car named Polestar that I feel that's even better than his car. And so they just need to switch who they're working with. But, you know, China, they don't, we don't trust them and they don't trust us. Trust me. Trust me. But the problem is they have zero population. They are going backwards, just like Japan, because they don't allow outsiders. So what happens is they don't have enough people, same with Russia. They don't have enough people to be in their military. So we shall see. We shall see. So think of questions for tonight, okay? 5:30, I'll be on. I'll be wearing my evening gown. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, love you all. Take care. Cheers.